What's this? Oh, it says recording audio, so I'm assuming it's recording audio from somewhere else. Welcome. As you can see, I have a nice cup of coffee while I do this. Right. So this is my pure Time Thief build. It has a little tiny engine in it that isn't Time Thief, but you'll see what it is. You'll understand why I'm running it, and let's just get into it, shall we? First up, we're going to go into the Time Thieves themselves, because that's obviously the most important engine to go into. So, we are going to be running Triple Adjuster, because it's the new Time Thief and it's very good at chain blocking. So it's extremely good for that. It's also very good at sending, obviously, because it sends a Time Thief to the graveyard. And its two targets are Chrono and Bezel, which I'm running at 1 each. Because you don't really want to draw into either of these. Because by drawing into Chrono or Bezel, it's a dead card in hand. So one of each. Triple Adjuster to send them. Then we have Triple Retrograde as our starters for the deck. So if you normal summon a Retrograde, you can normally go into a big combo, which is quite nice. So Retrograde is at 3 for that reason. And the final 3 of is Winder. Winder is a very good card in the sense of it's a searcher, so it can be ashed, but you can 9 times out of 10 chain block with Adjuster, which is quite good. So you search with Winder, and then Winder will get you, like, if you need an Adjuster, or if you need a trap that you don't already have, or a spell or whatever. Adjuster's a very good search for any Time Thief card. Now, I'm running 3 of this, even though I've seen many deck lists don't even play a single copy. Startup. Startup at 3 is very good. So Startup gets you a free special summon, and because of that, you can special summon during your standby phase, thus stopping any main phase shenanigans that some cards have, like Effect Veiler. So it's very good for that reason. It's also quite a good card in the grave, and it's its own target. So I'm not running Hack. Hack is kind of bad. So you run Startup at 3. So then, if you have a Startup in grave, you can use Startup to equip. So basically, Startup's effect is in grave, it banishes itself to equip three Time Thief cards to any Time Thief XCs, but they have to be one of each type, so one monster, one spell, one trap from the deck. So if you're not running multiple startup and you're not running hack, you don't have the spell cards to equip with the effect of startup. So you run triple of this spell for that reason. Plus, as I said, it's quite a good spell to get it on your first turn anyway, because it stops main phase shenanigans. For the traps, I'm running 2 flyback and triple retrograde. Reason being is flyback's good, but I, I I have a lot of stuff that I'm running, so I kind of need to cut a little bit down, and I don't ever see me really using flyback other than its graveyard effect. So like I've done multiple duels with this. It's quite a good ratio, I've noticed, because this deck I've played a fair bit on my server, and sure, I've lost every so often, but it has a good win ratio for a Time Thief deck, to be honest with you. As much as I love the deck, it needs a decent win ratio, and this is how it does it. So this is my Time Thief core I'm running at those ratios. Quite a good ratio. Next, we're going to go into another little engine. I'm running 1 Silent Boots, triple Rum Launch, and a Shade Brigandine. Shade Brigandine because it's a level 4, which obviously gets you into your rank 4 plays easier. Plus, because it's a trap, you can use it to go into Reader, and Reader like immediately has its trap effect. Rum Launch is because I'm running a little combo, which you'll see in a bit. And the Silent Boots to search all of these. I'm only running 1 Silent Boots because it's dead in hand, and I don't want to draw it. So it's another kind of garnet in the deck. But, again, at those ratios, I've hardly ever drawn anything I don't want to draw. Next, we're going to go into the generic monsters, aka hand traps and stuff that you run that don't really have an engine per se. So we've got our Armageddon Knight to send Silent Boots, Chrono, Bezel, whatever you need to send at the time. We've got triple Photon Thrasher for our rank 4 stuff. Basically, if you draw it, you can special summon it. It's really good. DD Crow at 3 and Effect Vader at 3. DD Crow instead of like Nib, because DD Crow I found actually hurts a lot more decks than Nibiru does. Because Nibiru hurts combo decks, but so does DD Crow if you hit the right target. And decks that can't be hit by Nibiru can still be hurt by DD Crow. So I've kept an eye on that. And Effect Vader because, well, it just stops your opponent from doing shit. Like, you can't really complain if you're stopping your opponent, can you? So, that's the reasoning behind those cards. And then we go into the generic spells and traps before we go into the extra. So, we have Foolish Burial, once again to send, which is quite nice. A Monster Reborn for extending plays. A Double or Nothing for the combo play, which again we'll go into. And a Triple Crackdown, because opponents usually play level 4, so it's nice to steal their level 4 to stop their plays, plus go into your own overlay stuff with it, which is kind of funny. This entire deck is basically play in your opponent's turn, the deck. It's funny as hell. So you run Crackdown just to annoy your opponent just that little bit more. Just that little bit more. For the extra, we have Triple Redoer, obviously. Yeah, I don't think I need to talk about this. It's a Time Thief deck. Redoer is the best Time Thief. Yeah, you're going to run Triple Redoer. Next, we have Double Perpetua. We don't need 3 Perpetua. It has uses other than just giving to Redoer, but Perpetua doesn't really have a... I don't ever really go into more than 2 Perpetua in a duel. Redoer into 3 Redoers, yep. I do that sometimes, but Perpetua, not so much. So Perpetua is a 2 of. Double Barrel is a 1 of. I hardly go into this card. There's hype around it because it's, hey, look, new Time Thief XEs, but it's not that good unless you can get a spell on it, which it doesn't take cards by itself, might I add. You don't really use it that much, so I just run the 1 copy because it's not that good. Next, we're going into a couple of generic rank 4s. We've got ourselves the Abyss Dweller, and we've got ourselves the Dreadnoid. The Dreadnoid is for a later card, you'll see. But these are like the 2 generic level 4s that have got Abyss Dweller just to stop even more graveyard plays, because we're sort of in like a sort of graveyard meta at the moment, as I'd like to call it. Or at least in my server we are. I don't play tournaments at the moment. I'm not paying money just for the chance to play when I could just hop onto my server and play, so yeah. Next, we're going to go into the combo I found. So we've got Utopia Double, which is the reason we're running Double or Nothing. I'm running number 11 Big Eye, Kali Yuga, and Kaiser. So what you do is you go Utopia Double into Kaiser, Kaiser detach, getting you a number 11, and then the rank up the rum launch is so you can use it on Big Eye, who will have no materials because it's summoned via Kaiser to go into Kali Yuga. And Kali Yuga on their turn basically just shuts down their entire deck. So that's why I'm running that combo. It's a very good combo. It's not the most consistent, but to be fair, the deck isn't based around that combo. So if you can pull it off, great. If you can't, then oh well, just carry on with your normal Time Thief plays. It don't really matter. Got a Magnus. That's why we're running Dreadnoid, because it says 2+ level 4s, so you can go into multiple level 4s into Magnus. And the funny thing I found is Perpetua can actually give materials to Magnus if it's 1 short. So you tend to make a Magnus with 3 materials 9 times out of 10. If you do make more materials, great. But if it's ever on 3 materials and you've got Perpetua on the field, just use Perpetua's effect to give it a Time Thief card from your deck as a material. It's instantly now got 4. It's now unaffected by card effects. Yeah, I don't. It's such a good reason to play it. And then we have our Zeus. Zeus is very good in this deck. So basically, Redoer, you can have like a 6 material Redoer easily. Redoer at 6 is very easy to do. So having like a 7 material Zeus is not the most difficult thing in the world. So yeah, you run a Zeus, especially if you've got a Magnus as well, because if Magnus is unaffected, it doesn't get sent via your Zeus. So you've got 2 free odd K beat sticks, and this deck is very good at recurring itself. So Zeus clearing your board doesn't matter anyway. In fact, you can use Zeus to clear a startup on your field. So next turn you can use startup on another redoer you make to make like a bigger redoer again. And our final extra deck card is a single Bardiche. The Bardiche is just to search out the rum launches and that. So basically, if you can get 5 dart monsters on the board, you can use 3 of them to go into this, and then the other 2 can be used to go into in fact, no, you only need to make 4 level 4s is all you need to do, because 3 of them goes into Bardiche. Bardiche sends Silent Boots to give you the rum launch. Then you use the effect of Silent Boots to give you the trap. Use the trap. The trap gets you out your Utopia double, and then you do the Utopia double plays, and you've got your quick play in hand. So Bardiche does make it a lot more easier to go into said combo. But as I said, this entire deck is not based around that deck, like that combo. It's a good combo. I'm not going to say it's a bad combo, but it's not based around said combo. So this deck it's very good, to the point I will do a pile shuffle and a shuffle and a pile shuffle and a shuffle on video, so you're going to see how I shuffle. Woohoo! But I'm going to show you how it plays. I'm going to show you a couple of combos. As you can see on the playmat that I'm playing though, it's like a Time Fifi playmat. It's not one that you can just buy. It's another one that my boyfriend designed, and he actually really wanted me to do this deck list as well. So I thought, all right, I'll do the deck list. I'll do the deck list. Because he keeps losing to it. Not gonna lie, he's not a very big fan of the Khajiitcook combo. But then again, I've not dueled a single person who is a fan of said combo when I get to pull it off. I normally hear an exasperated sigh in the background when I pull it off. It's not the most difficult combo to pull off, but it's really satisfying when you do, because your opponent just wants to kill you and rip your cards in half. So it's very good. So as you can see, there's a redoer on my right, probably on your. Actually, no, it is on your right, I think. And then I've got a Perpetua on my left. And then in the middle, at the bottom there, where my finger is a... Oh, you can't see that. Let me move the camera very slightly. It's a very little, tiny Super Quantal Fairy Alphan, because he loves his Super Quants. So I said to him, since you're designing it, you can put your own little Easter egg, just make sure it doesn't sort of mess with the deck. And what he originally did when he sent me the draft was he had like a Nibiru up here with an Alphon on top. I thought, that's nice, but this is sort of like a futuristic city. That kind of doesn't fit like the playmat. So he'd put it down there as if it's on like the top of the building staring at him, which fits it a lot better, and I'm very happy with it. So I like this playmat a lot. I really do. This and the other playmat he designed for me, which was the one with, I think I've used it for a deck profile, where I had a giant Thunder Dragon in the middle. If I haven't used it for a deck profile, you probably have no idea what I'm talking about. In which case I would probably use it for a deck profile soon. Trying to think what deck profile I need to do still. I still need to do Sun Avalon. Yeah, I still need to do my Sun Avalon profile. Which is not yet. I have to wait for a singular card to turn up. But when that card turns up, I will do a Sun Avalon profile. Also, I just realised someone who said they didn't get cards from me today is a little confused. I just remembered myself recently that it's a bank holiday today, so I'm going to have to message him later and be like, hey, yo, buddy, it's bank holiday. You're not going to get that card today. It might be tomorrow. So this is how I shuffle a deck to make sure it's as randomized as possible. I pile shuffle, shuffle shuffle, and then I pile shuffle and then shuffle shuffle again. And then this deck should be randomized. There you go. That's the hand we're going to start with. I don't think I can Kali Yuga here. I don't think it's physically possible for me to Kali Yuga here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go as if I'm going first because this deck likes going first. I'm going to Thrasher. Normal Summon Winder? Yeah, yeah, I'm going to activate... Normal Summon Winder, because I don't see me using my normal summon for the rest of it. Effective Winder to search Adjuster. Do that sends that goes into that. Ooh, actually, yeah. Activate Startup, sending a summoning adjuster effect, giving me. Don't really matter which one I send, so I'm going to send Bezel for now because I might use that later. Activate Monster Reborn, bringing back the Bezel. Link free. Going into Bardiche. Bardiche effect, sending a Sonic Boots to search ROM launch. Then effect of Sonic Boots to banish itself, to give myself the trap. Shade Brigadine. Then with Shade Brigadine, I can now set, activate, because there's no trap in my grave. Special summon it. Overlay. Here. Go into Utopia Double. Utopia Double, detach the Shade Brigadine. Going into Utopia Kaiser. Also search out the Double and Nothing. There. Then Utopia Kaiser effect, detaching the Photon Thrasher. Going into number 11 Big Eye. And then setting the rank up launch. And then during their turn, I can rank up launch on their main phase. Going into Kali Yuga. Equipping the rank up launch as a material. Oop. Now neither player can activate effects for this entire turn on the field. So my hand trap of DD Crow is still activatable. So if they send something to grave to try and activate it, I can still DD Crow whatever they try to activate in grave. And then this is an OTK pretty much. Because next turn, draw for turn, I drew Winder. Yeah, that's an OTK. Because in grave I still have Bezel Ship. And Bezel Ship can just detach from Utopia Kaiser to Utopia Double to special summon itself, normal summon the Winder. That's a reader right there. So that is my Time Thief deck with a combo at the end. This is a really good deck, and as you've probably noticed, it's not that difficult to get the Utopia Kaiser Kali Yuga combo going. It's such a fun deck, and the ratios are actually, in my opinion, really good because next turn, Winder, search Retrograde, stop a spell card during their turn. Also, during the end phase, because they would have set back row because they can't activate, you would just detach during the end phase from Kali Yuga. Kali Yuga can now pop all back row because Kali Yuga is allowed because it's all other effects, all other card effects. So you can just pop their back row during the end phase. So that literally all they can end up with is a singular monster on board, max. So it's really good. The only thing this deck kind of loses to is back row heavy decks, like that would run something like Waking the Dragon. But even then, actually, no, it activates Engrave. Yeah. So Waking the Dragon is the only card that I'm kind of scared of in this deck. Because next turn, because I had Startup Engrave, I could just go into Time Thief Reader, activate a Startup, give it a trap card, use the trap card to send the face down monster back to the top of their deck. They can't do anything other than like hand traps. This deck is frail to hand traps, but it's a good deck. It's really good. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I will be seeing you in the next deck profile. I might start doing combos in my deck profiles more often because it makes it a bit longer, but you get to see why I built it the way I built it, and I quite like that. So enjoy the rest of your day. Build this if you want. I love it. I love this deck so much. I love this deck so much. And with that, adios.